right. So we got under center, motion. So you got really you got a 12 personnel. You have two tight ends at the bottom. We go trips right, under center, play action. And this is the thing you're going to see a lot from the, especially when with Justin Jefferson back. You're going to get a lot of deep routes, and you're going to have some chip outs, especially with that right tackle because Brian O'Neill's been out, and I think Quesenberry's in there right now, and of course he's going to want help against Rashad Gary and company. But they do a great job of chipping out, releasing late, and just getting these free yards. Man, there's just nobody in the screen, and this is one of the first couple of plays of the game, and they go for like 30 here, and this really happens all day. We go. So now we got a empty look. You got 2x3 comes back into the backfield. So you got a 3x1 to the right. Again, you have to chip out and just an easy check down for a first down. Check down for first down all day. And what you have to do on some of these plays now, and this is the Detroit Lions they're playing against. When you think about the Green Bay Packers, is you got to use your eyes here. So they got Hawkinson going in motion. They got a under center. They got a player up top. You can't see just off the screen, but you're really going to go to a 3x1 look here. But you got to use your eyes. Hawkinson is in the way his angle is towards the line of scrimmage. Like he's not blocking right now. This is not a block. The demeanor of the up wide receiver on the bottom of the screen is not to attack Aiden Hutchinson. So this isn't a toss crack. This isn't any of that stuff. You have to be able to use your eyes at the linebacker position and immediately know that you're going to get some sort of play action pass here, right? Because that's what they're going to live on if given the opportunity with this quarterback. So now because you get that sucked in linebacker look and the safety look on the backside. Look how open our friend of the show, KJ Osborne, is. And these are just the kind of things that really give them some free money plays, I think, that the Packers can defeat quickly if you just have a little eye discipline. The difference in the game is timing. You see, I think this is Hutchinson attacking Quesenberry, the right tackle. He backs him up into the fullback, who backs him up into the quarterback. And at this point, really, Kirk Cousins is throwing this ball now, and the ball's gone. And because he just can't quite get rid of this ball on time, there's a lot of pressure throws. There's a lot of sacks in the game that you wouldn't get with their first-string quarterback. So you go to trips left here on motion. And this is the other thing we talk about, downfield accuracy. There is space to throw this football, really from the NFL logo all the way to the 15-yard line at the sideline. And instead of throwing it away from this DB, he ends up throwing it low, throwing it underneath, and he ends up getting picked. This happens a couple times in the game. We really have a trips left look here. Tight ends detached on the upside. Lions are showing zone. And they're running a bunch of different pressure looks, trying to back some linebackers off the ball, give them something to think about. And again, you've got a wide open shot here to the numbers at the 40. Wide open. You have leverage on the safety. At the bottom of the screen, you see the cornerback is sitting on the 30-yard comeback route at the 30-yard line. And he just doesn't quite put this ball in the right spot, and they have another turnover. And there's time to throw, there's room to throw, there's everything. They have everything they want from a scheme standpoint, but it's just not getting out the same. Now you go back to under center play action. You go from a trips look to a 2x2 motion to make it easier for Nick Mullins to understand what coverage it is. Plus, they're going to under center play action. So he turns his back. He has really, in these situations, you have one read. And Ancelotti does a good job of beating the left guard here. I think that's a tackle, actually, Darrisaw, on the stunt. But this ball's got to be gone. If this is Kirk Cousins, the ball's gone. Nick Mullins is going to hold it for a little bit longer. He's not seeing it as fast. He doesn't process as fast. There's a reason that Kirk Cousins makes so much money. He's one of those quarterbacks that we like to kick when he's down. But the fact is he does a pretty good job, I think, at processing, and he certainly gets rid of the ball on time. I think the other thing you have to say about the Minnesota Vikings is without Dalvin Cook, and they have Madison, of course, but they're just not the running football team I think they wanted to be early in the season. And one of the reasons is the running backs just don't do a good job of getting north and south. So you have a 12 personnel look here. You got two tight ends on the bottom, and then flanked by the wide receiver. You have outside leverage by the cornerback. Really, they have all they want on the bottom of the screen here, as far as like it's really easy to get a one-on-one situation with this running back. So we're running what we call kind of that kick play. We talk about everyone's going to block down and seal off. The running back's going to bounce outside, and really it's a north and south play. And I'm going to pause it right here. Right here, this is a north and south play. And I think everybody can see if he runs back towards the hash, he's still running. He's got to make the safety miss for a touchdown, but they're just not seeing it right now. And he bounces it outside, and they pick up minimal yardage. And so even when the guys have the opportunity to make a really good block, they're not doing it. Now, the other part is, I don't know if Garrett Bradbury's hurt. The center, he was a first-round pick a couple of years ago. I don't think, at least in this last game, he wasn't playing on level. They did a very poor job of kind of understanding where the pressure comes from here. So they're sliding to the left, and the guard. So Bradbury gets beat right across his face, but he's sliding to the left, and the guard gets confused here, and they don't bounce this out. This is a 2-minute drill. And so this could be one of two things. They could be throwing hot off that safety, which they have to be able to talk about. Nick Mullins has to understand. Or if they're going to bounce this all the way out and they're going to do a kind of a 4-man slide, 67 coming over, it has to be a lot more sudden. Now, that's a very, very tough ask in 2 minutes. But again, I think this is one of those that you probably see Kirk Cousins getting rid of the ball to that tight end at the top of the screen right now, trying to throw it over Ancelotti. And so I think the Packers can bring pressure up the middle. I think if you bring multiple guys, you're always leaving yourself in an open situation to get beat deep, or get beat with open space. But right now, Nick Mullins isn't seeing that very well. Why stick nods and play with TJ Hawkinson? It's everyone's favorite play if you're a tight end. Why stick nod is your quick out and then back up. It happened to us on Isaiah McDuffie this last week. So there's the nod, and there's the up, and there's the pass. And that's where Hawkinson goes down. But I think they have O'Neal. I can't remember their backup's name, but they have some guys that can still play at the tight end position. We talk about everybody's doing it. We talk about the insert here, changing the kind of the landscape. We have that insert from KJ Osborne inside that tight end. So we go play action pass, insert in. So why do they insert? They insert because usually that means run, and they're going in to block the safety. So the corner lays off a little bit and his eyes go to the backfield to run. Nick Mullins makes the good, easy throw to KJ, touchdown. So really good scheme. And again, Bradbury is not a fish. This is not a find the fish moment, but because I think Bradbury is a good player, but this last game, he struggled a little bit. He struggled from a pre-snap processing standpoint, and some technique failed him at times. With his first step, I still think a really good player, but it kind of jumped off the tape, and I wasn't expecting to see him get beat or having some issues that he was having. Obviously, this is not only on him, but they're clearly on some different levels, and if you just kind of play this play out, it looks like the right guard's correct and the center's not. Little shove at the end. I love it. Justin Jefferson is back, and his ability to cover ground is just ridiculous. He's a really, really talented guy. You see over here at the bottom of the screen, they just go, 2 by 2, and he runs a corner post and just gets laid out, but he's fine. They get the flag, everything. He's just a real stud. And then because they're going to do this anyways, Kevin O'Connell's a really good play caller, but they're getting creative. They're trying to create some offense, especially with all the injuries. So they go double reverse back to the quarterback. Again, if Nick Mullins hits him in stride, this is a touchdown, but he throws a back shoulder ball for some reason, and they end up not, getting out on the 9.